Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. I want to introduce our very special guest, Dr. Muriel Shore, who is the dean and professor of Felician College School of Nursing. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Let's talk about a topic that not a lot of people want to talk about, like to talk about, but we do need to talk about it. Aging. Gerontology, that's the field. What's our problem with aging?
Well, when you consider the fact that we have the baby boomers from 1946 to now, I mean, we've got about 78 million baby boomers that are going to be, by 2030, they're going to be about 80 years of age. So we have a lot of people are living longer, you know that with longevity, sure. Life expectancy has changed. Certainly patterns of health have contributed to longevity. So we've got people living, 85, 100 years of age, and really the society has not really planned for them. It's very difficult for them and for their families.
And to that end, spring of 2015 will be the 50th anniversary of your college, the School of Nursing, College of Nursing. But you also did some research at Felician, at the Institute for Gerontology, which you're in fact developing. You looked at what seniors were saying was missing, what the elderly were saying was missing. Gaps in how we help them, transportation, housing, issues of dementia, isolation, specialized health needs. Financial planning was also making me think about that. There are gaps in what we help, the way we help, and the way we are there for the elderly in terms of what they say they need, right? Talk about it.
We have President Ann Prisco has been at the college now for a couple of years, and she's got a vision for an Institute for Gerontology, which really fits very well with the mission of Felician College. We're a Catholic Franciscan college, very, very caring, and really looking to meet the needs of the underserved. So we recognize that we've got this fastest growing population, and that we believe that the college has a role, which ultimately we plan to launch the Institute for Gerontology in 2016. We don't have all the answers, Steve, but what we've done is we started a planning process. We've assembled a group of 15 experts in the field. We actually went out to the providers of care, physicians, nurses, elder law attorneys, the payers, met with people at the state human
services, right?
We met with the deputy commissioner. Senator Gordon is from our district.
Senator Bob Gordon, right?
Senator Bob Gordon. So we asked everybody, we had 7 questions, which basically were, what do you see from your perspective?
What are the needs?
Right.
A needs assessment.
And then what we did is we looked at that, and those people serve on the advisory board. We then went out and we've been meeting with focus groups of seniors, really asking them and looking not only at people that are well enough to go to senior centers, but we even went to an assisted living facility to talk to people that are,
Those are somewhat isolated too.
Yes.
What do they say they needed?
Well, there's a lot of things. Certainly, I could tell you this, housing is the #1 issue. Housing. And it's going to be transitional, because when you're age 65, you might be thinking about downsizing to something smaller. But if you get to be 85 and you now have chronic health conditions that you're dealing with, you probably would need some level of skilled care. So people are saying that there's a transition, but there's really no plan. We as a family have not planned for this. We didn't have finances for this, and they really don't know where to turn, and they're really very concerned. And as people even age beyond 85, you have a whole host of other problems.
Well, let's talk about it. Isolation. What do you mean?
Well, people want to live at home. You know, you've heard the saying, aging in place. People want to be home where they're comfortable in a community that they're familiar with. As they get older and they can't get out, they can't go shopping, they can't go to meetings, they don't have transportation, they're at home, and they might have some help come into the home for some hours to really take care of them, but they're isolated from other people. They don't feel stimulated, they don't feel part of a community. And this is a very big issue for them. And when you ask them the question, what is it that they need? It's kind of interesting. A lot of them said, we even want some intellectual stimulation. And so they don't feel like they're part of society any longer.
Question. Other than issues of dementia that we talked about, which was also identified as a need that's not being addressed, mental health needs, transportation, a range of others. Do you think on some level that one of the reasons we're not providing a lot of not responding to some of these needs is that we ourselves don't want to even deal with it, that we have some sort of psychological or emotional aversion to even facing, even though we have our parents who are, or our grandparents, whatever it is, that we don't want to deal with it? So we're not having an honest discussion? Is that part of it?
You know, I have not found that to be the case, because with all the groups that we've been meeting with and talking to, and
I'm talking about the rest of society.
Okay,
I'm not talking about the opinion leaders. I'm not talking about the senators and the members of Congress and the members of the cabinet. I'm talking about people in society. You find a lot of people want to say, let's talk about aging.
They don't want to talk about that, but younger people are doing this. They're recognizing that they have to start financial planning much earlier. They see that with their parents. I think what I'm experiencing is people that have parents and they are experiencing what their parents are having. They're really beginning to raise questions about, what about my future? What plans will I have, and how am I going to meet my needs? So I am finding that.
And the institute that you're planning, the Institute for Gerontology, 2016?
2016.
Before I let you out of here, the goal ultimately will be?
Well, we want to work in partners with the community. Primarily, we're going to focus on Bergen County. You know, we can help prepare the workforce through the academic programs. We can partner for community education. We can be advocates for initiatives for policy and legislation. And we really want to be a partner. We're not going to be isolated. We want to do this with, it's going to take all of us working together to meet these gaps.
Dr. Muriel Shore, Dean and Professor, Felician College School of Nursing. I want to thank you for joining us and talking about an issue that affects all of us and those we love. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Stay with us one-on-one. We'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo, Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, MD Advantage, New Jersey Natural Gas, Activists, in cooperation with the American Medicine Chest Challenge, and by the Fidelco Group. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger, powering NJ.com, and by Commerce Magazine. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.